Wanted to give an updated review on the Cougar 29 VHS. Just got back from a 2-week trip out west. Went from Indiana down to Yellowstone, or out to Yellowstone, and then back. Saw a lot of sights along the way. So I have another 2 weeks of time in this thing. So I wanted to update you on a couple things with it. Only issue we had with the camper, as we were going, the converter went out that takes the 110 or shore power and converts it to 12 volt. So all of our 12 volt systems went out. One of the important things to know with this system is that everything's run from the in command. So, and that's off 12 volts. So if you lose that, you lose your air conditioning, you lose your slide controls, you lose a lot. So a huge shout out to Shap's Travel Land in Sioux Falls, South Dakota. We called them when we were on the west side of South Dakota, and they were able to get us in same day, confirm the diagnosis of the converter, and had one in stock and replaced it. If you're wondering, your converter is behind your fuse panel, so you got to take the cover off. There's 4 screws, then you got to take your panel off, and it's back behind there, because we couldn't find it and it wasn't listed in the instructions anywhere. Otherwise, no significant issues with the camper. We did have a little bit of rain intrusion through the back door. We set up in Wisconsin and had a very strong thunderstorm with very strong straight line winds. The only other time I've seen water come in through there is when I was pressure washing it. So I think it's a one-off, but something to be aware of. We did email Keystone to see if they have any additional sealant they can send us. For the kids' bunks, I did get, I think that's supposed to be 3-inch memory foam mattress that I custom cut to fit into the bunks, and then put the factory 2-inch mattress on top of that. Kids said that was much more comfortable for them. My oldest, my 13-year-old, took this little cubby as her home, and then 8 and 11-year-old stayed up here. They kept their stuff in these bins from IKEA and stored them underneath there. Bathroom, again, during daytime this is fine. At night you're backlit and people can see in here, so we just tucked a towel behind here as a blind or as a shade. Being that this is behind the stabilizers, it is a little bouncy, so I got some little aluminum jacks that I put under the rear bumper, and that definitely helps a lot. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. Otherwise, it held up pretty well. Oh, one other thing. Ladder. You always want to make sure you put your ladder up before you bring in your slide. But during travel, at least once, this bounced enough so it was forward, and then it caught on the slide as we were taking it out. So that's pushed forward a little bit, and that got chewed up a little bit. I mean, it's just cosmetic, nothing truly terrible, but just something to be aware of if you have this model of camper. On my last video, somebody asked about tongue weight. I did measure the truck without the camper on, and then measure the truck with it. I did have gear in the back of the truck that I haven't weighed, but I'm guessing about 300 pounds. So with that, with a full tank of fresh water, and the fresh water is forward of the axles, so it's between the axles and the truck, so most of the weight comes onto the hitch. With that is around 1,100, 1,200 pounds of hitch weight. So that's worst case scenario. That's full propane, battery, full tank, or full 60-gallon tank of fresh water. So yeah, there's your approximate. The most hitch weight you're probably going to have is around 1,200 pounds, which, considering this has a listed tongue weight of 800 pounds or under 800 pounds, that's not insignificant. Fridge. So this is a 12 volt compressor fridge. Runs just off the 12 volt, does not have the propane, it's not a dual fuel. Found out that if you run it while you're towing, it drains your battery, especially if your charge line from your truck isn't working. Didn't realize that until we got to our first Harvest Host site and the battery is down to below 10 volts. on the house. So we plugged in our Jackery solar generator, and that was very helpful with that. But after looking and looking and looking, I found the fuse for the truck, got the charge light going, and then it works just fine when you drive with the fridge on and the charge line running. It is more than enough power supplied to the camper to keep the battery topped off and keep the fridge cold. It won't keep the 110 fridge outside cold, but it'll keep your main 12-volt fridge in temperature. So that's my little thoughts on that. If you have any questions, let me know. Still very happy with the camper. Oh, one other thing. I'll just take you outside and show you. All right, outside here, just want to let you know that you can run the air conditioner off just a 110. So you just got a 50 amp to 110 adapter, and that's just plugged in to the house, and it's running the AC just fine. Obviously you saw the interior lights were on. I had a little fan going in there just to keep air moving. So one thing to let you guys know, when the 12-volt system got below voltage, the ground control automatic stabilizers or auto leveling errored. So it kept giving me left front jack, rear jack, basically errors because it lost the position for each one of the jacks. So what I did to fix that is basically lowered each jack down and then hit the auto retract. So it basically let it refine at 0. Once it went through that process, it was able to just use the auto level and it was functioning again. But it's quite frustrating at the time, not knowing what to do with that and just constantly getting these errors. So just, if you ever run across this, if your 12-volt battery gets low and you're getting errors on your Bipart TT ground control system, to do that, lower all your jacks down some, hit the auto retract, and then it should work after that. I want to talk real quick about travel accessibility. So we have the main door here. When you come in, you get access to your pantry and your front bedroom. So if you have snacks and things in here, you can get access to all of that. If you're a little person, you can sneak through there, you can hop over the counter, or you can just use the bathroom door and get access that way. So while you're driving, if somebody needs to use the restroom, just pop open the bathroom door, you can hop in, turn on the water pump, and you have a fully functioning bathroom. And also you can use this walkway. You can get to the fridge door fully opens in this configuration. You can access your sink, all that good stuff. So it's very travel friendly, which we took advantage of during this trip. It was very nice to have access to the bathroom, and we'd fill up at a truck stop, go park in the back, pop open the side, sit and have lunch, close it up, and be on our way. Popping over the sign wasn't strictly necessary, but it just made it a little bit more convenient on the time, so we had room for that. So if we're traveling with a family, especially if you have little ones that might use the restroom a lot, you can just pull over on the side of the road, pop open that back door, and have their own private little space.